All right, Shalom Akim. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's with the hopeful elect, that's doing his work in truth and sincerity. And there's some new developing news that's coming up in the pipeline concerning the brewing Third World War that's coming, and it's getting hot and heavy, But real quick, I want to show you a map of Russia and its former states that had got independence from Russia after the collapse of the USSR in 1991. Now I'm going to blow it up a little bit. Now we have the situation in Kazakhstan, which you see right here at the middle of the screen, and this is where you have with the narrative that they're painting is that the people are outraged because of gas prices are going up, which is that's the narrative that they're pushing. But what it is that the U.S. has actually sent mercenaries into that country to try to overthrow the government. Okay, and now you have the internet basically knocked out in that country is because Russia sent troops in there to basically secure the borders and to stop the basic overthrow of the government. This place has a tendency of going in somewhere and overthrowing the government and putting in their puppet, so to speak. But they were saying on RT News that Russia was saying that basically the mercenaries fighting inside Kazakhstan basically were Western trained, so to speak. Okay, so they're trying to basically put a lid on anything that's going on in this country to try to overthrow it, and this really was trying to undermine the NATO Russia meeting that they had earlier, that started earlier this week. It was supposed to have started on January 10th. Now this incident happened prior to January 10th, okay? And it was to undermine the situation that's going on in Ukraine, okay? But you have Kazakhstan right here in the middle of the screen. You got Uzbekistan, you got Turkestan, okay? All of these are former Russian republics. All of these what you see in orange, okay? When you come over here, you got which used to be called Georgia, Russia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, okay, Mongolia, Belarus, okay, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia. These countries are all part of Russia. These people here are Russian-speaking people, so to speak, but they had gained their independence. As you see here in the tab, it says formerly parts of Russia, okay, Soviet Union, all right, and also here, which is very important, is Crimea, okay, which was annexed by Russia in 2014, when basically they overthrew the government in Ukraine. But what Putin did was he took Crimea, which is a strategic area, because now he has control of the Black Sea, which you see here, and there's more stories that's developing in the situation right here, and I want to play something from this guy that I listen to, off the grid desert, Paul, and he comes up with some good content and information, and there's some new things that's brewing, okay, and it goes right into prophecy of Ezekiel the 38th chapter, but without any further ado, I will basically play this, and I will periodically stop it, and expound on some points that he's making. Okay, but so here we go. Get started.
2022. And we're back tonight. We didn't want to have to do another update, but we got some new information that you guys need to know. So we're doing a very short update. We will try to do this in under 15 minutes. So this is going to be a stretch for me because Adrian said I'm known for being long-winded. So anyway, Hal Turner is breaking another news article. I have confirmed this information with other articles around the world. Breaking news: Russia sends amphibious assault fleet or ships into the Baltic Sea toward Sweden, and the ships are loaded with troops, tanks, and equipment. So what you're looking at, this is a map of the area. This is the Gulf of, I can't pronounce it, Botham, the Åland Islands, the Gulf of Finland here. Finland is right here. Sweden is right here. So these are the two countries that NATO wanted to join. They said that they could join any time, and now Russia is making its presence known in the Baltic Sea. They're sending 3 large assault ships loaded with tanks off the coast of Sweden. Now, this is Gotland Island right here. So Sweden is putting troops in Gotland Island right now. There is troops on the street, tanks in the street, and Russia's amphibious fleet is sailing up from down here from Kaliningrad. They're sailing toward this island here. So Sweden has put their military on high alert, and we're going to read about that just in a few minutes. Just 3 days after Sweden let it be known that they were thinking of asking to join NATO, Russia has sent an amphibious assault fleet into the Baltic Sea near Sweden. And get this, the ships are loaded with landing craft, armor, and troops. Russia's North Fleet amphibious group in the Baltic consists of Ropuchus class vessels. And I cannot pronounce these vessels, folks. I'm just going to kind of skip that. There's one. Here's another name of the vessel. And Ivan Grin class. Here's another one. This is in Russian. I'm not even going to try to tackle that name. So these are photos from Sweden. These photos were taken today of these 3 assault ships. They're looks like pretty big ships. This is 012 assault ship. Okay, this is 016, another assault ship heading towards Sweden right now. And here's the last one, 017.
Yeah, these are basically naval destroyers that are being sent in these areas. You know, and Russia has the advantage because now they're basically controlling all the waterways. You know, now that Sweden has asked to join NATO, so now these countries are basically posturing. And Russia has no choice. And like the Lord said, man, I'm going to put hooks into their jaws, man. You know, so he's going to go back into that old state, man, this old Cold War, man. You know, that's going to get physical soon, man. So now what you're seeing now is you're seeing posturing, okay? You're seeing mobilization, okay? You're seeing the lines being drawn in the sand, okay?
So let me read a little bit. President Vladimir Putin said recently any other nations that move to join NATO would be dealt with immediately to protect Russia's security.
Right, because this is all going on in Russia's backyard, okay? Because now, basically, NATO can basically put missiles, all right, in these countries, and they can hit Russia in a matter of less than 10 minutes, you know? So he's trying to stop the situation to where, you know, the NATO can get comfortable and basically place these missiles in these countries, man. Okay? So this is why you're seeing the mobilization of these troops, man, you know? And it's getting hot and heavy, you see?
After Putin's remarks, NATO Jens Stoltenberg laughingly made this smart-ass remark, hey, guess what? The decision to admit Ukraine into NATO has already been made, and if Sweden wants to join, well, that can be done very quickly.
So all bets are off now, all right, with that meeting, okay? All bets are really off with that meeting because now the meeting was discussing Ukraine, okay? They wanted basically the NATO to stand down on taking over Ukraine, okay? So now you're seeing a buildup of troops on their western border, man, okay?
Now, there's a large number of amphibious landing ships near Sweden at a time when 100,000 troops are massed on the Ukraine border, and Russia's leadership has declared that its patience has finally run out. In response to these loaded amphibious landing ships off their coast, Sweden has made an emergency deployment of troops. Military troops are now driving on the E4 road north of Stockholm. So this is footage coming in from Sweden now rushing military equipment to the border. They have put their military on high alert because of these Russian warships. Some troops have also been airlifted to Gotland Island, where locals are stunned to see armored military vehicles and armed soldiers patrolling the streets. Also, the United States is starting to airlift supplies and military weapons to Sweden right now. I'm going to show you the flight tracker showing you these heavy airlift weapons now coming into Sweden from NATO. Armored vehicles are now deployed on the streets of Gotland Island. So this is a picture of the tanks. There are at least 3 tanks right here in the picture. This is on Gotland Island, and these are some more pictures of tanks now they are putting on the island. Reading more into it, Gotland is a strategic point because it would allow Russia to control the Baltic Sea, right, and it would help isolating the Baltic countries.
Right. And that's the point I was making as far as them mobilizing in these certain strategic points, to control the sea, because that's the game changer right there, when you basically control the seaways, man. That's a strategic value to a country at war. All right. So this is the reason why they basically took Crimea, which was part of Ukraine, but they went and straight to Crimea and occupied it. Okay. So but just to remind you, okay, this is talking about right now leading up into Sweden. So
this is ultimately going to be a world's war, a world's war, and it's going to be fought on many different battlegrounds. It's not going to be just the missiles flying. It's going to be in different parts of the world. And don't forget, China's going to get their feet wet with this whole thing too. Because there's disputes going on in the South China Sea as we speak. All right, but this right here, I'm sticking to the point. This is concerning now. NATO is basically trying to mobilize and aid Sweden now. So Sweden now is basically trying to be part of NATO. Okay, so they basically want the protection from the United States. So you're starting to see sides choosing up now. NATO has feared an attack on the Seawalkie Gap for this same exact reason. An offensive could be launched from Kaliningrad. A top military chief in Sweden said on Friday that there is increased Russian activity in the Baltic Sea, which deviates from normal picture, leading the Scandinavian nation to raise its level of preparedness. Receiving reports now of an explosion at a power station in Kolbäck, Sweden, west of Stockholm. Authorities are already saying this is sabotage. So there are reports now that somebody has blown up one of the power stations in Sweden. So this war might have already started, folks. This is just fresh information coming in. Update is 6:31 p.m. Aircraft from the Strategic Air Command Heavy Lift Air Wing is now landing on Gotland Island. So here's the flight tracking software. These are the planes that are coming in, landing, and leaving this island, folks. So NATO is reinforcing Gotland Island off of Sweden right now, preparing for a Russian invasion or a Russian attack. This is all going on right now, so I wanted to bring you this article. So let's go ahead and confirm Hal Turner's article with some more articles, folks, since a lot of you guys think Hal Turner is fake news. So let's go ahead and confirm that. Sweden boasts patrols on Gotland Island amid Russian tensions. This is from actually January the 13th. So let me read you a little bit about this. Sometimes it takes a day to get the news out. This is a picture of Swedish soldiers now patrolling the harbor in Gotland Island. Soldiers from Gotland's regiment patrol Visby Harbor amid increased tensions between NATO and Russia over Ukraine on the Swedish island of Gotland, Sweden, January the 13th, 2022. Sweden's military said on Thursday it was ramping up its visible activities on the Baltic Sea island of Gotland amid increased tensions between NATO and Russia and a recent deployment of Russian landing craft in the Baltic Sea. Moscow has spooked the West by massing troops near Ukraine, sparking fears that it is considering invading. Moscow denies such any plans, saying it can deploy forces on its territory however it chooses. Gotland is Sweden's biggest island and is strategically important and lies around 330 kilometers or 205 miles from Kaliningrad, the headquarters of Russian Baltic Fleet. In 2019, Sweden deployed an updated ground-to-air missile defense system on the island. So let's go to another article. This is from AP News. AP News is a well-known news agency. Swedes step up military contingency over Russian activity. A top military chief in Sweden said on Friday that there is an increased activity in the Baltic Sea which deviates from the normal picture, leading the Scandinavian nation's military to raise its preparedness. I'm just skipping through these very quickly, folks. We also have some breaking news coming in from TASS, Russian news agency. SNAP combat readiness checks kick off in the Eastern Military District. It was specified that during the inspection, the military units of the Eastern Military District would be brought to a higher degree of readiness. I'm not going to read all these articles. We're just going to read you the headlines. This is coming in from RT Television. Russia orders SNAP inspection of troops' readiness for rapid deployment. A series of drills has been initiated amid freezing temperatures. Troops in the Russian Far East have begun winter inspections, according to a statement by the country's Ministry of Defense, as Moscow holds talks with NATO about de-escalating tensions. Officials announced on Friday that forces stationed in the Eastern Military District, which covers a vast swath of land from Siberia to, to the Sea of Japan, were undertaking inspections and...
Yeah, but the point is, he's going off into some other things, other than what I want to go into, but basically, you're seeing that neither side is really backing down, and it looks like that the meetings that they're having, basically are gonna fall through, man. But you see, Russia is getting prepared, man. So let me get some scriptures real quick. All right. This is Ezekiel Chapter 38, verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And that's what's going on right now, man. The hooks are the Lord's putting the hooks in this man's jaws, man. He has no other choice but to try to defend himself, man, because of NATO's aggression. You see? Right? And it says, I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And I want to read this verse. I want to read this in the other translation. Let's see. I believe it was... Yeah, let's go with this version right here. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them thoroughly equipped, great assemblage with targets and shields, all of them handling swords. You see? So now you're seeing them gearing up, man. And this is our prophecy already bouncing off the page, man. You see? All right, getting back, it says, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, all with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And when you look at Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, especially when you're speaking about Libya and Ethiopia, those are major strategic points, okay? Because you got Libya, that's basically over near the Mediterranean Sea to the south, okay, and then you got Ethiopia, which is basically along the Red Sea, okay. So a lot of these lands, okay, that are going to be getting down with Russia, all right, are basically hold major strategic points, man. You see, all right, and Persia, as we already know, is Iran, you know, and it says Gomer and all his bands in the house of Tugamar in the north quarters, all his bands and many people with thee. You know, when Gomer is going into the lands that's over there, and even the Turks are going to even turn on NATO. They're already supposed to be in dispute with the United States already, and they're supposed to be a member of NATO. But what's happening now is that they're basically their market is being manipulated, okay, in Turkey, and their value of their money is being turned to the crapper, man. You know, and we know that's all orchestrated. That's all the reason why, just for them, the United States getting back at them because they bought that those air defense missile systems from Russia, man. You know, so you already see where Turkey already chose their sides already, man. You see, and you go into the Turkmen and North Quarters, man. That's all of those allied countries, all right, that used to be part of the Soviet Union, man. Okay, those are all those people, man. You see, and it says, right, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's what's happening now, man. Russia is being a guard unto these countries here, man. Okay. Now when you go up here, all right, in this little gray area here, this is the area now where they're talking about as far as Sweden. I'm gonna blow it up real quick, and this island, that little island that you see right there, the little dot, little shape right there, the gray shape right there, what you see right there in the middle, that's the island that they're basically mobilizing at right now, okay? And that's basically in the Baltic Sea, all right? Hey, it's getting hot and heavy, man. It's getting hot and heavy, But I want to play a little bit more of this, okay? Because I think he brings out a little bit more information.
Of Japan were undertaking inspections and exercises intended to ensure their military readiness. So let's keep on going. Russian submarine with 160 nukes on board surfaces off the U.S. coast. Russian nuclear submarine of the Boreal project, which carries 16 Bulava ballistic missiles on board, unexpectedly appeared off the coast of the United States.
Did you hear that? Russian submarine with 160 nukes on board surfaces off U.S. coast. You see? All right? So this man is not playing, man. He's not backing down, and he's mobilizing, man. Okay, all right. And there's even stories out there now that he's actually going to put missiles in Cuba and in Venezuela. And those are great Russian allies, man. Okay, you see. There was a situation back in the late 50s, 60s. The Russian the missile crisis, man. The Cuban Missile Crisis, man. All right. So Russia and Cuba has a long-standing alliance together. As we know, Cuba is part of the Northern Kingdom. Okay. All right. Slovakia. Which is of the Cubans. My mind going blank right now. Slovakia. But that's part of the Northern Kingdom. Okay, you see. But moving on, let's go into a little bit more of the story here.
Having caused serious concerns in Washington. Each of these missiles in service with a submarine is capable of carrying up to 10 nuclear warheads. This creates
the tribe of Vanessa, Slovakia, tribe of Vanessa. My mind is just going a mile a minute. It's just a lot of news that's coming out, and hey man, this is exciting times, man. Hey man, this is this truth, man, is beautiful, man. You know how just the prophecies are just rolling, man, and we're seeing it playing out, man, in real time, man. You know, and this story hit maybe I would say maybe hit about 8 hours ago. Okay.
An extremely serious danger for the United States, given that the U.S. military has been not able to track the Russian nuclear submarine. According to NetEast publications, Russian nuclear submarine of the Boreal class, according to other sources, it was an Akula project submarine, approached the United States coastline unnoticed. It was possible to establish the whereabouts of the nuclear submarine with up to 160 nuclear warheads on board after the sub started going back to the base.
It said it went unnoticed. Okay? So the U.S. radars couldn't even pick up the submarine, man. Okay? So they don't even know what's out there, man. You know? They don't even know what's out there, man. They couldn't even detect it right away.
Submarine of this class is capable of destroying most of the territory of the United States of America in just minutes. So one Russian sub, folks, can pretty much decimate our whole country with nuclear missiles.
We already know, according to prophecy, you know, how many of those warheads is actually gonna hit, though. You know, and we're talking about just one submarine, man. That would destroy this place, man. You see? So the Lord has a great indignation, man. Okay, all right. The Lord has a great indignation for this place, man. You know, and and it's well ordered, man.
This is what has been happening in the last 12 hours. Russia redeploys military hardware and personnel to the western border. Russia may increase the strength of its army on the western border to up to 500,000 soldiers. So Russia's not messing around, folks. Russia is going all in. They're not messing around. They're putting everything in but the kitchen sink right now. For the time being, Russia has deployed as many as 100,000 troops and thousands of units of military hardware on the border with Ukraine. Many videos showing the transportation of military equipment from the eastern part of Russia toward the western borders have appeared on the internet recently. It appears that Russia is putting its troops on high alert against the background of a very high risk of provocations on the part of NATO. Given the
and it's gonna be boots on the ground, man. Okay, and NATO has no choice but to put boots on the ground, man, because of Russia's sophisticated air defense system that they have in place, man. And it's far superior, man. And it really, you know, the F-35 fighter jets, which the United States uses, are compromised, man. You see, all right. So they gotta have no choice but to have boots on the ground, man. So you know, an air game, you know, an air raid would be not. Or, you know, how do you always implemented a no-fly zone? No, this is not going to go down like that, man. Okay, all right. You know, they may use, they will use aircraft, you know, but to little avail, man. You see, you know, because it's gonna be forced to be have boots on the ground, man. You know, because now if you're trying to advance, you know, and basically stabilize land or take over land, it's gonna have to be done on the ground, man. Okay.
Scale of the transfer of military hardware. It appears that Russia is taking efforts to build up the troops on its western border to 500,000. Most of the Russian troops will thus be deployed in the western regions of the country. So I will be leaving all of these articles in the description box so you guys can go back and look at the articles. Now, we reported on this earlier today that Russia deploys fighter jets and bombers to Kaliningrad. Now, let me show you the map here. So this is Kaliningrad right here, the red area. This is Lithuania. Latvia is here. Estonia is here. This is...
All those, like I said, all of those are old Russian territories, man. Okay? Prior to 1991, all right, these countries are all part of Russia. You know, but now they're still allies of Russia. You know, they still have good relations with Russia. You see? All right? So they're going back into that old USSR state, man. You know?
Sweden up here, and this is Gotland Island right here. Do you see how close that is? So Russia now is sending ships, follow my finger, all the way up into the Baltic Sea near Gotland Island. United States military and NATO is airlifting supplies right now to this island to counter a Russian invasion or a Russian attack. This is Sweden right here. If you go up a little bit higher, Finland is on the other side. We have Denmark, we have Germany right here. Poland is right below Lithuania. And then
this is why I say it's going to be a real war, okay? It's going to be fought in different parts of this world, man. You know, this war, okay? Because don't forget now, we're talking about now, this is the Baltic Sea now, all right? And this is not even mentioning Ukraine, man. Ukraine, which is down in the Black Sea. Okay, so this is gonna be fought in different areas, man. You know, and as scriptures say, man, you know that Ethiopia and Libya, they're gonna be joined unto them, man. So it's gonna be fought in different areas of the world, man. You know, but chiefly it's gonna be in that eastern hemisphere, man. You know.
We have Belarus over here, which is behind Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad is a Russian territory. So this is where Russia now has put fighter bombers and fighter aircraft on the runways now. There are many, many fighter aircraft just on this one runway. And as you scroll down here, these are all the heavy nuclear bombers. There's hardly anywhere to park. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And there's 2 here, 15, 16. They have 16 Tu-160 bombers, which can carry a very heavy load of nuclear missiles, hypersonic missiles, and smart bombs, folks.
Right, and you know that now this country doesn't even have hypersonic missiles, okay? They have not even developed the technology for that yet, man, okay? So, hey, God, big God, man, is the Lord is sanctifying through the Spirit, man, to do his thing, man. You know, this is the beast poking the bear right now, man. You know, but I'm gonna stop it right there, though. But I just wanted to bring out that this fresh news that's coming off the you know, and basically this happened pretty much, you know, less than around 8 hours ago. You know, this breaking news. So it's getting hot and heavy, man. And hey, man, the prophecies are rolling, man. You know. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Akim that's out there laboring, that's at the hopeful elect, that's doing his work in truth and sincerity. Shalom.